All right. So what's up?
What's up?
I have no idea. You said one time a week. This is not once a week.
But here we are again.
And again,
I brought you here because I'm ready to tell my story.
I don't know what story this is, so I'm just gonna sit and listen like everybody
A
else.
story that you were a part of.
I'm a part of your whole life.
A story that changed our lives forever.
That's a bunch of stories. If I
Really?
had never met you,
Yeah.
if that story didn't exist, then
Whatever.
I'm just saying
Life
if
would
I
have been,
different.
yeah. I wasn't going to use different, but yeah, life would have definitely been different for you.
Mm-hmm.
Tough.
Different.
Tough.
Ain't no tough.
Tough.
Mm.
Real tough.
The day I met you, the day I asked you to move in with me, the day I don't even know if I asked you to move in with me. I just said you could stay here if you need somewhere to stay. You came and stayed.
You told me that you were getting places that would be nice for me to stay at too, though.
Yeah, possibly. I'm like I'm moving. You probably ain't got nowhere to live. So if
I
you
did
like to
have some
live,
here
if
to
you like to come
live.
live with me,
No, that's sick. That's not how the story went, y'all. He be capping up here for y'all for real.
I'm not capping.
Everything's
I feel like it's. No, I don't think I formally asked you. I probably said, "Hey, come look at places with me. See if you want to live in one on with me." Something like that. I don't know. It was real smooth though. It was real big nose
You had
energy.
intentions with me though, so that's just that. Your intention was to stay with me.
I intended not to have you homeless.
I wasn't gonna be homeless,
I don't
baby.
know. No.
That's crazy that you got people thinking I was about to be homeless.
I don't have nobody thinking that.
That is crazy,
You too
boo.
pretty to be homeless. Because it's always a man like me that's going to get you a home. Oh, I got him. Got him. That's funny.
You
But
think
nah.
everything funny?
Nah, I just be making jokes, man. People like to laugh.
What?
Why they want to listen to our boring story? If it's not funny, I could put a little fun, little spice in there.
This story is not boring.
And then what? The day I asked you to move in, I don't even know if we went together when I asked you to move in. We probably did. And then we probably did. We was shacking. Somebody grandma looking at us right now like, ooh. The day we got, Dad asked you to marry me. The day we got married. The day you got pregnant, the first time. The day you got pregnant the second time. The day you had our first baby successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Buying a house.
Yeah, I was about to say buying a house.
Buying a car.
That's not that big of a deal.
That's big. That money, hey, hey, that money ain't small. But I guess rent so high, people don't pay that in rent no more. So we can't even say that no more. So that's the average price. Dang. Oh, I hate coming to these realizations while having these conversations on the podcast. This is crazy, guys. But yeah, so which one of them stories we talking about?
Today we are talking about labor and delivery.
Oh, having the baby in the hospital.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let me get all my jokes out the way first.
Yeah.
On the way to the hospital.
Wait till we can get there.
I can't get my joke out.
No, we gotta tell it from the beginning to
What's the beginning?
The beginning is 2 days before when we was at the doctor's office.
Oh, okay.
I had just got to 40 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he pretty much asked me, did I want to have a membrane sweep? So we got the membrane. Is that how you say it, babe? Don't be having me up here sounding membrane sweep. We got the membrane sweep, which it really just felt like, what are those other checks they do? I can't even remember. Like everything was like crazy. What was the checks they do?
What you mean? What type of checks?
A cervical check. It felt like a cervical check, but it was like a little bit more.
They be in there playing around.
Yeah, it was a little bit more active in there. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think anything of it. So The next day, we had a false alarm.
What you mean? Oh, you really started having Braxton Hicks, but we thought it was something else.
We thought it was labor.
Yeah,
So
she was just really like she had actually started dilating.
yeah, so we went to the hospital, and I guess we sat in there for a little bit. I guess they were waiting to see if I was going to progress, but I never progressed any further than what I was. So did they offer me to stay, or what did they say? They didn't. They just sent me home, right?
They discharged us. I think they checked on everything and put the monitor on you and then sent us home.
Yeah, to monitor the baby, and then they sent us home.
It says you're not in labor. Because they basically the nurse came and checked, and then the doctor also came and checked, and they both saw that you hadn't dilated yet.
Yeah. What time did I wake up that morning? 2.
Yeah, it was
2 o'clock. I started having contractions, and how long did we wait it out? Probably like 3 hours.
Yeah, we kind of fell back asleep a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of calmed down for a little bit, and then I had already gotten up. When she woke up the first time and started moaning and groaning, I got up, and her mother was staying with us.
Yeah.
So I went and told her, and so we both just basically got everything ready and put everything in motion to make sure it was ready for when Kristen wanted to leave.
But I really didn't want to leave. I felt like you guys made me leave. Like I could have stayed home a little bit longer.
Yeah, you probably could have, but the pain didn't start to. It's not like the pain didn't start bad right when we got in the car and went to the hospital. Like you started really being in pain when we left.
Yeah.
Like you could have stayed because you wasn't close to being where you needed to be. But
yeah,
if we
I
would
was
waited,
progressing.
Yeah, you was progressing and you was hurting. Them contractions was kicking your butt. So it was really on one of them situations where you couldn't. It wasn't gonna be good to stay home because it could have got bad fast, and we could have not.
I may have not
hospital.
been able to even get in the car. Like if I would have waited any longer.
Because once we did get all the stuff together, packed all that stuff we didn't even use, went to the hospital, made sure we had everything. Your mama came up there, and
no, let's talk about that ride to the hospital because
that's what
I
I'm
felt
saying.
like I was Pinky and you was my driver hitting them curbs like that, babe.
But that's what I was gonna say. On the way to the hospital, before we got there.
You was hitting them curves.
You was really feeling it because I wasn't even really hitting no curves.
It felt like a roller coaster.
I literally went straight down Randleman, turned on Gate City to go towards A&T, and then I turned downtown and was taking that straight shot to the hospital. And that was all the turns we made until we got to the hospital.
It felt like a roller coaster. It felt like I was going up and down many hills.
And that's why it was time to go. That's how I knew it was time to go because we got halfway downtown and I pulled over. Luckily, wasn't nobody parked on the side of the street, and Kristen jumped out. Well, didn't even jump out. She just opened the door and let one loose and was throwing up downtown like she had got drunk. People was probably looking at us like they had a wild night.
No, you was hitting them curves.
I wasn't hitting no curves. But we got to the hospital.
Thank you.
You got admitted. They admitted you.
They didn't.
They admit you?
They didn't admit me till
What's
we
it
went.
Called?
We just checked in.
We checked you in.
So they were checking vitals. They had to check my cervix again.
And you was back there with some nurses.
You don't. Can I talk?
They was checking.
You don't want me to tell my side, do you?
I'm just trying to add and move the story along.
Okay, so during check-in, the nurse pretty much checked my cervix. I believe I was at a 1.5 at first, and she pretty much started asking me like check-in questions. She was asking me, was I open to having the epidural and medicines and things like that, and I pretty much said that I want to try to go natural, but I do want you guys to have the medicine on standby or whatever, however you guys do it. Like I still want that to be an option for me in case I won't be able to get through it.
So you was in there like, don't let me go too long. Don't let me miss this epidural. Check on me.
Yeah, but I had to like manually give them, like I had to say like I want the epidural.
But no, I'm saying like
I can't tell them don't let me go too long. I had to say I want the epidural.
No. I was saying like,
because I'm just saying the nurse said that women do come in there and it's like, don't let me get to this point or something like that. And that's what I'm saying. That she can't make them type of decisions.
No. I thought like you could tell her to remind you before it got too far along to get the epidural. You can't even make them remind you? Like, hey,
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. It's
remind
too late to
me.
get epidural now.
Yeah, like, could we have a conversation about the epidural before it's too late to get one? Like, you
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Could you check back in on me? Like, could ask me this again later?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought you was in there saying. Like, hey, I ain't
No,
trying to take the shot, but
no, I didn't have.
check on me in about 30 minutes.
No, I was pretty much in pain, so I just said that I'm open to getting epidural.
Oh, okay.
And
You was like, I'm thinking about it.
yeah,
Oh,
no, I
okay.
didn't say that. I said I want to go natural and to have the epidural on
Stand by.
standby. Yes. So the doctor comes in. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go with my doctor, but he was scheduled to come in the next day. He actually had scheduled me to get a induction the next day, but I ended up going in the labor the day before. But anyway, she
He
comes.
set us up.
He really did.
He set us up. He's like, you want that cervical sweep? All right.
Yeah,
We're
cause
going to schedule this thing, but you probably ain't going to make it. I'm like,
yeah,
what? Why would you even make us schedule it then?
I mean, cause I could have. It doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyways, the doctor comes in. She looks me in the eye and she tells me that we are going to set you up for your epidural, and then we're going to take you upstairs. And I'm literally just giving her the blank stare because that's not what I just told the nurse. Like, I didn't tell the nurse that story, so I do not understand where the miscommunication happened, where she thought I was just going to immediately get the epidural. So Tyler comes back there, and then the original nurse comes back there, and I'm immediately upset. So I start crying and being a little bit irate because she telling me that I have to not. Well, I'm feeling like I have to get the epidural now because the doctor comes in and she's telling me you're going to go get the epidural first before even trying to go natural. You're going to get the epidural to go first. And the nurse and Tyler are trying to calm me down, and she said you do not have to do anything that you don't want to do in this process. This is your labor, so you can choose how you want to labor. You could choose how you want the labor to go. So they checked my cervix again, and I went from like a 1 point something to a two something. Right, babe?
And think about it. It was like 2 or 3.
It
was
wasn't
like
very.
in that little ballpark. You would progress some more, but it wasn't that far.
Yeah. So it was enough for them to send me to admit me basically to labor and delivery.
Because I think they did that like 2 or 3 times. So like the first time they did it, and it was just the nurse, and you was one thing. Then they came back and did it again, and I think that's when the doctor came, and you were something else. And when the doctor came back that second time,
She never came back.
but no, I mean,
The
not.
nurse.
I'm saying when the doctor came her first time, but it was like the second time you had got your cervix.
Oh
checked.
yeah.
Yeah. So when they came and checked your cervix the second time, and it was the doctor, that's when they was like, nah, she ready to go. Because they'll let you sit in there for a couple minutes to see how you was gonna change, and you changed real fast. So
Yeah,
they
it
was like,
seemed
"Let's
to
go."
me like things were progressing fast. Like the pain when I got to the hospital was paining. It was paining.
The look on your face let me know that it was a little rough.
Yeah, it was getting real. So then that's when they took us upstairs. Well, I was on the bed. This part is kind of blurry, but I remember being on the bed. We got like they wheeled me on the bed upstairs, right?
They did. I don't think we even brought any of the stuff in yet, because I think we had learned from the last time that we couldn't bring the stuff in. So they were wheeling you upstairs, and I walked with you upstairs with your mama, and then that's when I went and got the stuff out the car. I think like
Yeah, you got the
general
stuff out the car after.
Yeah,
But my mama ended up. I remember her coming. Like they was like, "Come on, hop on the elevator."
because she wasn't with us in the check-in area.
Because they
when we
wouldn't
was
let her go.
downstairs. Yeah, she couldn't come downstairs. But then when they moved you up to labor and delivery, into that room, that's when we met your mom in the lobby, and she rode the elevator upstairs with us.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go to the room and I opt to get what are those things called? A cocktail, like a cocktail of medicine. I think that's what it's called.
So the strong pain relievers, but not the epidural.
Yeah, I just opted to get that cocktail because it was coming through the drip, right?
Yeah, I think they gave it to you with an IV. No,
How did it work?
no.
I don't remember.
I think when you got the cocktail, that was a shot. The cocktail was a shot that you got every couple, like hours or something like that. But you did have an IV in, so they was putting it was a shot, but it was intravenous, like so they would take the syringe and put it in the IV, like you said.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
So it was coming through the drip, like you said. Yeah, you were right.
yeah. I
Because
can't.
you had a liquid drip, you had a saline drip, and then they added the cocktail to the drip to get it in you, so they wouldn't keep sticking you and stuff. So
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. I forgot to tell them that she blew my vein. Were you there? When
yeah, I was,
she blew my vein.
but I was trying to play it cool because I didn't want you to flip out.
I was like, what the heck?
Was it hurting?
It didn't hurt, but my skin, like the vein automatically, like it was like that bruise didn't go away for a long time. I could still see where she blew it at.
Oh wow, I guess she had popped the vein or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So there's, cause I had opted to get the IV in my arm, so I just thought it would be more comfortable. But they ended up having to put it in my hand because she blew one of my veins.
Your vein, because they said you had little veins and stuff, right?
Yeah. So I ended up having to get it in my hand, which it ended up being okay. Nothing, no pain compares to labor pain. So whatever.
You was cool with the blow,
whatever,
right?
right? Whatever. Basically that little cocktail medicine that I first opted for, it puts you to sleep or during contractions, or it puts you to sleep outside of contract. You still have contractions. You still feel the contractions, but it was like, I can't explain it. It like puts you to sleep outside of contractions or something. Do you remember how she explained it? The nurse.
It's gonna make you really sleepy, and when it's time to have a contraction, you're gonna wake up.
Yeah, basically. So it was like a little bit of relief, but not really. During this time, I was having my contractions, and I was feeling more comfortable if I was sitting up in the bed, but I felt like I kept getting led back to the bed. I guess it's easier for them to like have me over in the bed, but I remember like sitting in that chair and I was able to bear through those contractions just sitting up like this, babe. Because it felt unnatural. It was painful just to lay down in those contractions.
Well, you know they say you use that ball thing, so if we had did the ball stuff,
We weren't given any options.
I mean, I guess yeah, you're right.
There was no options given. It was pretty much when the nurse even first entered the room and I asked for that cocktail mixture, she pretty much said, oh, well, this isn't going to last for long and you pretty much might need to get the epidural. Like she said that multiple times, babe. She was like, it doesn't last forever.
They was trying to make their job easy. They
ain't
ain't want to help you bear through the pain and have to do all this work to try to keep you comfortable. They was just like the easiest way for us to keep you comfortable and us being so busy is just to give you this epidural and have you in there chilling, and we won't have to worry about you. We put you on this epidural. I ain't gonna have to keep coming back here and give you medicine every couple of hours until you're ready to have the baby. So I guess that might be the whole outlook of it. They was trying to, you know, like you said, push you along.
Yeah. I felt like I was on a conveyor belt. Like, oh, here's another one. Let's try to get her out. She doesn't have any complications. Let's try to get her out as soon as possible.
Do you think that people have so many problems with having babies nowadays that like when they get somebody that's easy, they try to make it easier so they can not have to work as hard because they just was working with somebody for 20 hours or 15 hours to help them get through something when they could have just listened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel like that's not fair to the mother because we come in there with a plan for our birth story. And it's just not fair that they kind of choose your path for you. Because it's the easiest path to take. So,
I mean, it's two sides to it. I mean, I understand where the ladies come from. I also understand the logic of, as long as the outcome is good and the mama and the baby both healthy at the end of it, it don't matter. The road. Like, if we got to do this, if you had the baby in the back of the car and was in the sweatshirt, as long as you healthy and the baby healthy, I wouldn't have cared how. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I guess it's just a man outlook.
Yeah. But I really feel like I wasn't having any complications until they intervened, if I'm being honest.
Kind of, sort of.
So
they ain't put you on no medicine, but they was trying to push it along.
Yeah. But I was like trying to sit in the little chair, I guess it's the dad chair or something, but
Yeah, a little recliner chair.
I was sitting over there because I was able to bear through the pain a little bit better. But I ended up back in the bed. I don't remember how I got back in the bed.
I think they had to, because they kept putting you back in the bed because they had to check you. They kept having to check
Oh
you.
yeah, the cervical exams. Like,
Let's see how far you are along.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the chair and lay back down so they can actually check you, and then that's,
I wish I would have opted out on some of those, like, because I knew when she was coming.
So it was just like, wait a little bit more. I get, first time we ain't know no better.
Yeah. But what happened after that, babe?
Then that's when they tried to, your water hadn't burst yet the whole time. So that's when they came in with the plan that you wasn't going with when it came to, manually popping your water.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want them to break my water. I didn't. Because I felt like I had no complications with my pregnancy, and I just knew that it would naturally come. You don't have no thoughts about that situation?
I mean, I feel you. I agree with you 100% on that.
I felt like naturally my body would do what it needed to do to break the water without them intervening. So we did go back and forth a little bit. I won't go into that many details.
Man, everybody was in there heated. Everybody was in there heated. It was like, this mom, you lucky we got to save your life. We lucky we here for your care. And then my wife was like, I don't care. I'll take all y'all with me. Like, she was in there going shell. She was like, nah, I ain't. I done seen too much on the internet. The fact, hey, y'all in here mistreat me, or even have a slightest inkling of you feeling like y'all was mistreating me.
It was the fact that the doctor kept making decisions for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be my decisions. She kept trying to tell me how my labor and delivery was going to go. So her telling me that I was going to get an epidural was just the first of many, like, little things that she would say to me throughout the process. So I started asking questions about the what is it when you, like, is it the necessary was it necessary to break my water? And they didn't really even want to explain that part to me. Like, she pretty much said her response to me asking about breaking the water was they have to break my water or so that to prevent meconium.
To do a check for meconium in the amniotic fluid.
Yeah, and I was just trying to see how long we could wait that process out before they intervene. But it was just kind of like, girl, you drugged up, you on drugs, and
only person that can make the decision for real is you. And they kind of like, we need to do it. And the doctor come tell you something that you need to do. You feel like, I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then, but it's like, I know I shouldn't. I know I don't have to do it. So it's kind of like a push and a pull.
Yeah.
And then the whole world is like shaped around the fact that doctors are supposed to be there to save our lives.
Yeah.
And we have seen them not do that a bunch of times. It was a bunch of, we were stuck in a baby algorithm, and it was a bunch of stories of mothers that went to the hospital pregnant.
Why do you keep bringing that up? That doesn't change the fact that.
No, I'm saying that was part of us and just, the dynamics of the situation. And they had nothing else to do with nothing but that. That's all I'm saying. I was just saying.
It doesn't change the fact that she tried to come tell me how my birth was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with what I seen on the internet.
I'm not talking about what you seen. I'm talking about what I seen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I wanted a natural birth, and I know I could have did it if they didn't intervene.
I feel you.
That's all. That's all.
Yeah, I understand.
I wasn't scared. I was trying to have the birth that I was trying to have the birth that I wanted to have, and it didn't seem like there was any immediate issue in that moment for them to do it. Like, it didn't seem like an emergency. It just seemed like they were trying to break my water because they were trying to hurry it up, speed my process on my labor along to get me in and out of there. But I don't know how many hours it had been up until that point where they finally did break my water.
We got there
6.
We got there, the sun was, no, because it was snowing. It was sleeting and snowing the whole time. So on the way, it stopped. It stopped while we did on the way.
I was in labor for 12 hours.
So yeah, but I'm saying because it was nighttime when you finally had her, right?
It was around 6. Yeah, it
So
was
yeah,
when it got darker.
yeah, we
Quicker.
probably got there at 6, and we probably got upstairs at probably like 8:30, 9 o'clock, like a.m.
Mm.
And then they probably broke your water in like close to like 1 or 2, because you had gone through a lot. Like you had started taking a cocktail. You had a couple cervix checks while you were in the labor and delivery room, so the second room. So that's probably about the fourth or fifth or almost sixth time that they came and checked you, and then they checked you again before
And
they
I was
popped.
don't leave out. I was progressing, babe.
Yeah, you was
My
progressing.
water just hadn't broke yet.
You had went from like the 2 centimeters that you came in on to like 4, and then like you was sitting in the chair, you might have got to 6. And then after you was around 6, like probably around 1 or 2 o'clock, somewhere in there. But I'm probably stretching the time a little bit later than it should be. But I'm thinking about 1 or 2 o'clock. They came in and checked your service again, and then was about to try to pop your water, and that's when all the back and forth stuff happened. So everybody was in a heightened situation. It was just one of them. It was crazy.
But I don't feel it was wrong, babe. And that's kind of why I like my doctor, because he's very pragmatic, and like I feel like he would have explained to me in a manner where he would have just been able to explain it to me and then get what he needed to get done as a doctor. This lady did not want to hear. She did not want me to ask any questions at all. I was not able to ask any questions without her getting like, why are you asking this? Or this doesn't make sense to ask, because they're not used to people inquiring.
What was he talking about?
Was talking about when they broke my water, the back and forth, and
Yeah, and I was just trying to add that's why I think it was not saying this was affecting you, but it was affecting everybody. This is my point of view. I had seen all this stuff online and seen all these bad scenarios happen with women, so I wasn't really trying to hear y'all arguing, because it don't seem like a good outcome when the doctor and the pregnant woman is arguing.
But don't it seem like
But
kind
no,
of
I'm just
strange
saying.
that the doctor is arguing with the pregnant lady that's in a heightened
Because she was
state?
telling you, and that's what I'm saying. It was a us reacting bad and the doctor reacting bad. She might have been on call already for a long time or whatever
That's her
it might
job.
be. I feel you. I'm just saying. I'm not. I guess I am making excuses for her, but I'm just trying to figure out from her point of view, why would she even act like that towards us?
Because you shouldn't treat
I'm
your
with you.
patients like that.
I'm with you. She shouldn't do none of that. But it's just like, I don't. It couldn't have been nothing. It wasn't nothing that we did. That's why I'm bringing it up. Like, she had to be tired. It had to be something else, because it wasn't nothing that we did to make her act like that. Like, she was just acting a little having a tube because somebody else must have pissed her off, because we ain't do nothing to that lady.
Nothing.
And that's why I'm bringing it up. I'm in there scared. I got information in my head from the internet. I'm seeing my wife and and the doctor that's supposed to deliver my baby, and they're arguing. My wife don't want something to happen. We not doctors, so we don't even know what's supposed to happen. We feel like we can say no, but we don't really know if we can say no. Like, so it was just I'm just trying to explain like the dynamic in the room, like how it felt. It was crazy. I'm in there like, I'm very stressed out right now. I think a little bit of my beard got more gray just from that one situation. I'm like, God dang.
So she breaks my water, and I immediately start crying. Basically,
You like the sound effect though? You said I had the sound effect on there for you. He said she popped my water. I said,
no, I didn't appreciate it.
oh, I thought, man, I'm trying to be a team player, bro.
No, thank you. I don't need those sound effects. Anyway,
Okay.
she popped my water, and I immediately start getting emotional, crying. I'm upset, and things kind of hit the fan after that. It hit the fan because all I'm seeing down there, you pop my water, and they telling me, oh, it's over now. Like, it's over now. But it's not about y'all getting it over with. It's about y'all not listening to me in that situation. So they keying. But all I saw was a key. I don't know what you saw, but it was a lot of key going above me. So that's when it really got a little bit, whatever you want to call it, heightened. Spicy. Because who did they think I was?
Calm down with your tone, though.
No, because
this
they really
tone ain't cool.
No, they tried me in that room, babe. They tried me in that room. They really did. So yeah, it did get a little bit spicy. They said what they said. I said what I said, and
The tone ain't needed though. You could have just said, "I said what I
you
said."
know, I want to make it very clear because I'm leaving out a lot of details. I'm saving them because
You
you
ain't,
told me I had to
you ain't
be.
leaving much out.
I told them I had to be like. You told me I had to be considerate.
It did. It
'Cause they
didn't. It
did.
didn't seem like you leaving much out. I don't know
What?
what you. What did you leave out?
A lot of. I'm leaving out a lot.
Like what?
A lot.
I don't even understand. What?
A
What are
lot.
you
I'm leaving
remembering
out
that
a
I
lot of
don't
little
remember?
details that happened.
I
Anyways,
don't remember
I
none
was
of that.
very, very upset in that moment. Like I was very, very, very upset.
Mhm.
Tyler, you was upset too.
Oh yeah, I was upset.
You was upset with me too.
Yeah, because it don't seem cool to be arguing with the person that got your life in their hands. Yeah, yeah, I'm upset that this even has to happen. Yes,
Okay,
I
yeah, I
am.
understand. I mean,
I ain't
I'm just
taking
saying,
nobody.
don't leave that part
I
out
ain't
that
ta-
you was upset with
What are
me
you
too,
talking
because
about?
you didn't want me to.
Yeah,
The,
yeah. I gotta trust these people with your life. Yes, play it a little cool. That's like cussing out the police. I feel you. We not supposed to take anything and not supposed to lay down and let them do crazy stuff to us. But when it come to it, if he push me a little hard, I gotta kind of take that because it's a police officer. I could die, and then I hate to say it, the same dynamic comes with these doctors. If they don't have the best bedside manner, guess what? I gotta deal with that because I ain't. It's like being at a restaurant and being at a place that got your life in their hands because you can't send the food back. You can't be like, I want another doctor. And now the doctor's outside talking junk like, oh, she in there. She difficult. Now all the doctors going to treat you away. And it's just, it's a catch-22. It's like a situation that you don't deal with very much. Like when it comes to hospitals and medicine and doctors and having babies, you don't deal with that very much. So when you get put in any type of heightened situation in that setting, it's like, dang, you don't know what to do. Like, if I tell you I don't want to do it, shouldn't you sit down and explain it to me a little bit better so I
That's
understand
all I
why
was
we want to
asking
do
for.
it?
That's literally all
Like,
I was asking for.
and that's the only reason I bring up the fact that the lady may have been working there a long time. I'm not saying that that's an excuse or a reason that she should have treated us away, but that had to be the reason that she was treating us away because we didn't do nothing to her. We literally was just asking questions. So for her to have any type of a little attitude back towards us, it had to be from something else. Because we ain't do nothing but be nice and respectful to that lady the whole time she was coming in there. But just because we wanted to advocate for ourselves, we got an attitude, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And it's like, hey, doctor, chill out, because if you hurt my baby, I'm going to hurt you. And then it's like, hey, doc, chill out. If you hurt my wife, I'm going to hurt you. And it's like, yo, this hospital ain't going to be able to hold me down. So we need this to go good. I need everybody to calm down right now because y'all being uncalm, that's cute. It's a little.
But you see how all women, like how that happened? I don't feel
But
like.
yeah, because it's a woman thing because men can't do that.
I feel
I'm
like my
200
male doctor would not have like
yeah, because the
handled
male
that.
doctor would have been chill. He know because men can deal
He
with
could
women.
he literally
Yeah.
like he gave it to me straight with that first
Yeah.
pregnancy. That's what he would have did with me with that whole
Yeah,
situation.
man. So it's like, it's just a crazy dynamic, and that's why I bring that stuff up. I'm not trying to cop a plea for nobody.
Sounds like
I ain't trying to cap for nobody. I'm just saying that it was crazy.
it
Like
was very crazy.
everybody had a right to be mad except for the doctor, and I'm still trying to
Nobody
figure
had a
out
right
why
to
the
be
doctor.
mad except for me. It was
I said
me.
everybody had the right except for the doctor and the
I'm
nurse.
telling you, nobody had the right except for me.
I had the right.
No, you
That's
didn't.
my child. That's my wife. I got a right to be mad.
But I'm the one that having pushed the baby out. Like at least accommodate the mom.
We accommodate you. We always do. But I'm just saying in that instance, I still not saying that I was more important than you. Not saying that I have more rights than you do. Just saying I also had a right to be mad at everybody in the situation. And the only person that couldn't take the negative outcome of my being mad was the doctor because she still had to keep you and my baby alive. So it's just crazy. It's a crazy situation.
After that, the labor pretty much started really, really, really progressing. Like to the point the pain was like so getting very unbearable for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting the epidural shot, which everybody knows how the epidural goes.
No, they don't, babe. How does the epidural go?
They basically put they actually don't leave the needle in your back. It's just a little tube like the IV in your hand, and they just put that's where the medicine is coming through. So it's like they put it they puncture
Puncture your spine or
puncture
something.
your spine, which you have to be completely still for, or you can,
End up
paralysis.
end up
Yeah.
paralyzed.
So we went through that, but you literally just have like a little tube in your back, and that's where you use the button to pump the medicine in. Which,
That fentanyl.
yeah, fentanyl. The nurse kept coming in there saying to keep pressing the button, keep pressing the button, and I'm like, ma'am, it's bearable now. I don't need to keep pressing the button. I'm not trying to be so drugged up that I don't even know what's going on with my baby. Like, because when she came in, she asked me what my pain level was, and I told her it was around a 6.
They wasn't communicating good.
And she pretty
Something
much,
was wrong with their communications because you said one thing, she said something else, and then it was like, "Are you sure?"
yeah, why
And
are you
like,
asking me, am I sure about my pain,
because
though?
because the way you were reacting, she was like, "You said 6. If it was a 6, you'd be doing this." And it seemed like on this
That's
chart, it
my
should
level.
be something.
Like she
I feel you,
asked.
and that's why she tried to get clarification, and that's why you was trying to get clarification too, because you said 6, and she took a 6 one way, and you meant a 6 a different way, and it was just like,
Yeah, I wasn't in that much of. It was bearable. That's why I was trying to tell her it was bearable, and I wasn't gonna continue to keep pressing that button, pressing that button, pressing that button.
She ain't say you had to. She just told you to keep pressing it.
She
if it
kept
felt
coming
bad,
over
right?
there and saying, "Keep pressing the button."
Oh, I don't know why. Maybe she would look at your vitals and then say that, but I don't know why.
Make sure you're pressing that button. She want me to be drugged up out of my mind, so I won't have nothing else to say to them.
Maybe it wasn't telling you to keep pressing it so it don't wear off and the pain don't hit crazy or something. I don't know.
I don't know how those drugs work, but I know that I was at a point where it was bearable, and I didn't need to keep pressing the button, and I didn't.
That was your rebel. That was your rebelling against the doctor. I didn't. Like you said that like it was. Why you say that like that?
Because I didn't.
I did. Why you got so much attitude? Is it this headscarf you got on?
It's a headband. And no, it was a very traumatizing, frustrating situation. I'm glad you think my trauma is so funny.
No, your trauma is not funny, but I would like to not focus on it for very long because
we getting through it.
It traumatizes me.
We're getting through this though.
No, we getting through it. It ain't that bad.
Anyways, like we can get to the part where the baby is coming. We went through while I'm on the
Once we hit the epidural part, it was just really sleep, and come check on you a couple.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, okay, you ready? And then you was like, oh, I feel the baby down there. The
it's
baby
like
really
a lot
down
of pressure.
there.
Like I was like, she right there, like she about to come.
Mm-hmm. And so you told the nurse, and the nurse was like, well, the doctor ain't here yet. Don't push yet.
Insanity.
She was like, hold it.
Insanity.
Please don't push until the doctor comes.
Because they don't get paid if they're not in there. So
the doctor, they don't. It's such a scam.
Yeah, it really is a scam. So they have to wait until they come in there.
It's like a I could deliver your baby for you for free. Right? I could deliver your baby right now for cheap, but I ain't. So wait until this doctor come here.
Mm-hmm.
That's whack, bro.
It's crazy, man. They charge you all that money to be mean to you in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane to me.
And that's why I be telling you I don't like the doctor, because they're not about to practice on me. They're not about to practice medicine on me. They ain't practicing with my life.
That's what it felt like. It felt like I was out of control with my own life.
I hate to tell you.
Okay, we hate to get through this story.
I'm just saying this part. I hate to tell you that if I ever get like a terminal illness and I got to get treatment, if the treatment is gonna change my life, like I'd rather you take my life before you take my mind. So like if it was one of them things where Tyler could be a sickly old man and live to 100, but his last 10, 15 years is like dialysis and chemotherapy and pills and medications and the iron lung and all that stuff, I ain't doing it.
The baby was coming.
You telling the story?
I know.
Oh, the time. Oh, you tired. You're emotionally drained, so now I got to tell the rest of it.
The baby was coming.
Yeah, you said you could feel it down there or
yes,
something.
there was a lot of pressure. Like, I could just feel her, like, right there at the canal, baby. So the doctor did finally come in, and we started to push. And everything was going okay. But then Camila's heart rate started dropping. Every time I would push, her heart rate would drop. and then all of a sudden it changed into an emergency situation.
Yeah, I think her heart rate had stopped rising back up super fast. Like I think it was dropping, and the first two times she had to push, when it would drop, it would come right back up. And I think the third time they asked you to push, her heart rate dropped and it didn't come up super fast, or didn't come up like it had did the previous times, and that's when they jumped into emergency action. So it wasn't a C-section or nothing like that, but they grabbed this suction cup thing. It's like literally like a plunger with like a super soaker thing on the back that increased
At
the
that
suction.
moment when she knew she had to use that, why didn't she just do the forgot what the procedure is where they cut you so you won't tear bad?
Oh, I don't know.
Why wouldn't she do it? Like she knew that was gonna tear me.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe it's just an emergency situation. She just was trying to move fast.
Yeah, maybe she.
Because she didn't even wait, like, because you're supposed to push on your contractions. She didn't even wait. Like, I just had to keep pushing outside the contraction. Like, and she just had to use that machine to pull Camila out.
Yeah, it was like a little plunger, like a little black end of a plunger. And Camila's head was showing. I could see her head. And she grabbed the plunger and put it on there, and then she increased the suction. And then the plunger got like a handle that looked like a upside down coat hanger. So she grabbed the handle and pulled it out that way, and the baby popped out.
And I tore 2nd-degree tear.
Mm-hmm.
And she, after that, they telling me to pay attention to Camila while she delivering the placenta.
Mm-hmm.
Painful.
That's why she was telling you to look at your baby so you wouldn't be paying attention to the pain.
But you can't not pay attention to the pain.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have no advice about that. I don't know about none of that.
It hurt. Like
I just know they told me to come cut it. I said sure.
That was that was before that though.
I'm just saying that's the only part I was really remembering. That's the only part I can interject on. They said, "Hey, you gonna cut the cord?" I said, "Heck yeah." She's like, "You better come up here." I said, "I'm right here." She's like, "Cut this." I was like, "Sure." I guess people be passing out. I don't know how you. I mean, I guess if you're not really about that blood and guts life, I could see you passing out. But I'm about to see what they doing with my baby and my wife down there. Hey, what y'all do? Hey, hold up. That don't look about right. So they pulled the baby out. They put it on your chest, and then they pulled the placenta out. And then I took that to the house.
He saved the placenta.
Yeah, nah. I mean, like I always say, I could see them having the placenta and being like, hey, here's $5,000 off your labor and delivery costs because you just provided stem cells for cancer research and for helping to save people's lives. I feel you, but then they take that and they turn it into drugs and turn it into cosmetics and different things that people use, and they make a lot of money off of the placenta without. I mean, I guess they have our consent because we consented to being cared for at the hospital, but it's not like it was explicit. You know, it's not like we went over that line and was like, yeah, it's cool for you to take my genetic material and use it as you see fit. I don't like that.
Camila was here.
She came.
She had a head full of hair.
She was an inch taller than she was supposed to be because they used a suction cup.
Yep, because her head was
She
combed
had
like a cone.
Head on one side.
It was swollen. I was just thankful that we were alive. Truly, just thankful, grateful.
Yeah, I was. The stressful part for me. Well, I got a little break from the stress, basically. You know, I didn't have to keep stressing and worry about my wife and my daughter's life. But then, you know, the stressful part of taking care of a child and a woman that can't move because she just got, you know.
I couldn't really walk for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do they be taking those cute pictures and stuff in the hospital? Y'all influencers is an lie.
They be on drugs.
Like, how in the world are y'all taking pictures? I bought the matching robe and the matching receiving blanket. I couldn't move. I could barely bend over to get my baby. Like, what do y'all be doing? what type of drugs y'all were on, because they just gave me some ibuprofen. And I was just there. I couldn't move. I couldn't shower. It's truly something. It's truly something. I'm just trying to remember the good parts, which is really just my baby, like meeting my baby. So, but there is just a lot of it, a lot I didn't appreciate. I felt unheard. I felt I put my hands in the life of somebody that didn't really even care about my life. They just were kind of robotic with the whole process. And it was just a lesson learned. If I did get pregnant again, I would get a doula that would be able to advocate for me during my labor and be able to be like an in between me and the doctor. Because at this point, I don't even want to talk to y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all. Because clearly y'all don't listen to y'all patients at all. Yeah. Humbling. It was humbling experience. I don't know if I could do it again.
Hey, well, you did it one time. Way to go. Great job.
Anyway, that's my story. Husband, you got any more inputs about it?
Nah. Honestly, it's just the most stressful I've ever been in my life. Ain't nothing I can really do.
Nope.
Ain't nothing I can say.
It just felt like.
Ain't nothing I can do, say, move, this, that. I can't push the baby out. I can't deliver the baby. I'm just looking at people do stuff that could affect the rest of my life. And it's just like, damn, I can't do nothing. It's just like, hey, everybody, let's get along, please. So everybody make it out here alive.
It's a scary situation.
Because to be honest, everybody life was hanging by a thread. Camila life was hanging by a thread. My wife's life was hanging by a thread. My doctor life was hanging by a thread. My life was hanging by a thread. It could have went bad for a lot of people. If something would have happened to my wife or my daughter, a lot of people ain't making it out of here, and I'm not making it out of here. Y'all seen John Q?
It was an outer body experience, and I just now feel comfortable enough to talk about it because I've been fuming for the last 7 months about it, and I feel like I did pretty good today without being disrespectful. I do appreciate the doctors keeping me alive.
I appreciate it too.
So.
No hard feelings. It came out. No hard feelings. The end result was good, but don't do that again.
It's not gonna happen like that again. I guarantee it.
It may not even happen again. So
that's
who knows?
where I'm at with it. Really.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? I'm just blessed to be here. So if you want to see more stuff like this, y'all can go subscribe to our Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon. Why are you promoting stuff we don't have?
You gotta fake it till you make it, man. Golly, this could have drove people to go to our Patreon.
This is a bonus episode, so
a bonus episode though.
Well, we keep it real. You want to play all the time on the main pod.
I'm gonna play on this one too. I don't know why you be thinking I'm gonna change. I'm not gonna change. It's not. This is why you love me, right?
Love. Mm-hmm. Did you love me while I was laid out on that bed in the living room?
Yeah, I was scared. I was scared, Charlie. I was scared.
Me too.
Yeah, I was scared. Because I'm telling you, if something would have went bad, I'd have just blanked out. It'd have been about 280-pound man. It would just started like that. It would have been the first time where you heard something. Greensboro man has lost his damn mind at the hospital because his wife. It ain't just going. I'm sorry to tell y'all. It wasn't going to just be no news article that says man loses wife. It would have been like man lost his damn mind because he lost his wife. It'd have been tough. I seen that security. I hope they got real cops at the hospital, because if they don't, they in trouble, because that security wasn't going to stop me. That security. If security would have came upstairs and seen me tossing people around in labor and delivery, they'd have just called somebody else. Hey, get the police up here. We got a bigger. Ooh, oh man. Why do black people get so
Bae, save it for the
No,
pod
I'm not. I
on
gotta get this
Monday.
one out. Why do black people get so excited talking about what they would have done? Why am I laughing so hard at what would have happened if they would have tried me?
Yeah.
You over it?
I mean, it's
You
hard to
don't never
laugh
want.
when you was traumatized the whole time.
You gotta laugh through your trauma. That's why I'm so funny, because I've been traumatized a lot through my life.
Yeah, me too.
It's the only way I cope with it.
Well,
That's why black people like comedy, because we be so traumatized. We gotta laugh sometimes.
I do.
No, you don't.
That's true. I'm trying to
No,
do
you
better.
don't. You be loud, keep it real on the pod. I be keeping it 100. You be keeping it 75.
No, I keep it real.
You keep it 60.
I be
out here.
laughing with you.
That's why, subscribe to our Patreon, like I said.
Shout out to the moms, like I said.
We ain't got a Patreon right now, but when we get one, and when we get popping,
We don't have one, so tell them the stuff we do have.
We don't have one yet, but when we get one and get popping, and they go back and look at the old episode, I'm still gonna be promoting what we have in the future. See how forward-minded I'm thinking. But yes.
All right, y'all.
Go subscribe to our YouTube, please. Go check us out on all the social medias. Please, spend your time, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share. Show some love, man. We love y'all.
Thanks for watching.
This is us.
Peace.
Your piece ain't even in the camera. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.